Welcome back to It Resolves, where we play a new deck every single day. Today's deck is Naya Artifacts. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Here at It Resolves, we love to play new decks, have some fun, and hopefully learn a little something along the way. If that sounds like your cup of tea, please make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you get notified of our daily gameplay videos. We do quite a lot of content here at It Resolves that we hope you will enjoy, and if you don't, feel free to unsubscribe. It's okay, but let's talk about today's deck, guys. This is Naya Artifacts. It's kind of a mid-rangey build, built a lot around some of the new cards from the Brothers War, including a lot of Power Stone effects, things like that. So this deck is taken from MTG Melee. I will leave a link down below if you are interested. You can check that out, as well as the original deck creator, things like that. But let's just go ahead and very briefly walk through the deck. So I'm actually gonna go kind of top down, I think this is maybe the best way to do it. So at the very top, we have Cityscape Leveler, a giant 8/8 for 8 with trample that whenever you cast this spell and whenever it attacks, destroy up to one target non-land permanent. Doesn't matter whose permanent it is. Its controller creates a tapped Power Stone token. So very, very lucrative, right? So from a standpoint on our end, we can actually blow up our own permanents to get Power Stone tokens, which can then be used to trigger a lot of other cards that we'll talk about as we go down the line. On the reverse end, and probably the more prominent end, of course, we can just blow up something on the opponent's side of the field, and then in response, they only get a Power Stone token. Definitely a hit in our direction for sure. Very, very solid. Now, moving down the line, we have Platoon Dispenser. It's a 4/6 for 5. Very interesting card. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 2 or more other creatures, you draw a card. So basically passive card draw. This also helps you get there because you can pay 3 and a white and throw out a 1/1 soldier artifact creature token. Now again, anytime an artifact hits the battlefield, we've got a lot of cards that are going to capitalize on that. Side note, you can also unearth this, but a lot of those cards include things like Teething Wormlet. This is a card that we've seen in previous decks earlier in the week. Gets a little bit of a gain life buff and a power buff for artifacts coming into play, which is a really, really nice little benefit. Yodian Descendant, Dissident, not Descendant. It's a 1/1 for 2. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you can put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. It can be any creature. It can be this, or it can be something else. Very beneficial. And then finally, I think that was it for benefits, right? Yes. But to help us get there, Power Stone Engineer, whenever it dies, creates a Power Stone token. We can use the Cityscape Leveler to blow it up, or more importantly, we have Fable of the Mirror Breaker, which can copy it. We sack the copy, we get the Power Stone token, which then triggers all these other cards that we've got to hopefully bolster up our board. So you can start to see the little engine pieces as we go. Arbalest Engineers, hope I'm saying that correctly. When it enters the battlefield, you get to do one of 3 things. It deals 1 damage to any target. You can put a 1/1 counter on target creature against trample and haste, or you can create a tapped Power Stone token. So again, giving us the ability to just continuously trigger is amazing. When Thran Spider enters the battlefield, you create a tapped Power Stone token. Now the opponent also gets to, so there is a little bit of a symmetrical kind of effect here, but obviously, we get to capitalize on that a lot more than the opponent, and we can use that 7 mana ability there to start digging through our deck and hopefully finding some of the bigger things that we need. We do have Reckoner Bankbuster for a little bit of card draw. We also have Phyrexian Dragon Engine solely by itself. We're not going to try and meld this, but it is a 2/2 with double strike, and when it enters the battlefield from your graveyard, you can discard your hand, and if you do, you draw 3, which is really beneficial just to help refill the hand a little bit, and it's a powerful double striker that we can throw those counters on, especially with the Yodian Dissident. Got it right that time, to hopefully deal a lot of damage very quickly. As far as removal, we do have Obliterating Bolt as a 2/of, Destroy Evil as a 2/of, and then 4 Voltage Surge, just because they are so efficient in this deck. So lots of really powerful things. We've got a heck of a mana base here, and we do actually have a full sideboard. So if you find yourself wanting to play this on the traditional standard ladder, you certainly can. I'm excited to see how it does on best of 1 though, guys. Let's jump right in. Let's see how it goes. All right, guys, and here we are for game number 1. Let's see what we can do. I think we can keep this. It's a little tricky, right? Like, it's not the best hand at all, but we'll do the best we can with it. I think I'm actually going to lead with the Sundown Pass, solely from the standpoint of we're going to run into some mana issues here. Kind of no matter what we do, right? That's just going to be the case. I will take that. That's not bad. I'm just going to go ahead and hit this. For 2, just to get it out of there. I think that's perfectly reasonable. I don't want them to get the effect of cheapening up a lot of their spells, right? So the sooner we can get rid of that, I think the better. And I actually think I'm just gonna go ahead and do this too. A little aggressive for sure, but I think this is gonna set us up for the best outcome here, which I'm actually just gonna go this route. Little underwhelming. Again, we're a turn late with it, right? So it's really not perfect, but we do have that Destroy Evil, which can hopefully deal with any of these enchantments that we would need to deal with. And we'll see if we even need to, right? We don't know right away. Hopefully. There we go. That was beautiful. Okay. Let's do this. I think I am just gonna go ahead and create a little token here, and then that powers up between that Yodi and Dissident. We actually get to power up the Engineers. Worth noting again, we are trying to get to 8 mana, which is a lot. But thankfully we've got a lot of availability to do so, so we'll see if that actually pans out. Destroy Evil seems like a wonderful target here for that. Kind of aggressive for them to get rid of the Dissident here. They could have just attacked. But I guess they're trying to get as much damage in as they can. I don't know. Seems a little aggressive. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's Destroy Evil. Actually, do we want to do this, or do we want to instant speed do this? Because that is a possibility. Non-artifact spells, huh? No. Let's undo that. I'm just gonna pass. We might surprise them with this Destroy Evil a little bit here. That seems like a better target. I think we'll end up just killing that. As much as I want to kill a lot of things here, I think this is just the best option. The Hallowed Haunting is obviously a card that gets out of hand extraordinarily quickly, so like leaving that on the battlefield just doesn't seem like a great idea. All right, let's see what happens. They are gonna attack in. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna block. They get their Kami back. We get the Power Stone though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we are very close, actually. Let's do this. And I think we just pass. We can create Power Stone tokens, by the way, with the Hall, which is kind of a nice little benefit too. Oh no, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and hit this. The reason being, that's gonna potentially get it to a point where they just can't play anything else this turn, which is kind of all we need them to not be able to do, right? So I am gonna go ahead and block here again. It just gives us another Power Stone token. Okay, so we do this, and now we do start to gain some life back and get counters. Probably isn't gonna be enough, truthfully, to really stick the win here, but we will do the best we can. We'll see. Yep, so they're getting a ton of extra value out of this. We really have just kind of gotten unlucky draws, I feel like, at this point. We're missing out on quite a bit. I'm not gonna block that. Not worth it. Ugh, stop giving me lands. Very unfortunate that we are hitting basically just tons of lands. But what can you do, right? It is what it is. All right, let's go. Chances are we are gonna end up losing this game, of course. That's fine. Worth noting as well, again, something to always keep in mind, if you're pulling a traditional standard list and playing it on the best of one ladder, you should probably expect there to be some losses. But I do think this deck is just good, which is kind of the fun part. I'm gonna take the block here, unfortunately. I think we just kind of have to. Could have killed this, but I don't think it was worth it to. Oh no, all right. Well, unfortunately, not a win for game 1. That is okay, guys. Let's go ahead and jump into game 2. What's up, guys? Just a quick break from the video to remind you that through the end of December, we will have our new proxy pack available via our Patreon rewards and select tiers. In celebration of Phyrexia All Will Be One coming early next year, we have the amazing original Praetors as our Patreon rewards this month. Now, those include my all-time favorite card, Elishnorn, with Jenga Taxis, Sheoldred, and Vorinclex. Again, if you're interested in picking these up, guys, we really would appreciate the support, and it's a great way to pick up these awesome proxies every single month. You can do so at patreon.com/itresolves. Without further ado, though, let's jump right back into the video. All right, guys, and here we are for our next game. I will keep this, and we'll see what we can do. We are gonna have to take a less reactive position, I think, at the beginning here, so we can go Teething Wormlet into the Yodian Dissident, and then turn 3, we get that Sundown Pass down, and now all of a sudden we've got some removal options. So we'll see how this works out, but I do kind of like the curve here. I don't love not being able to remove things early on, but truthfully, like, our game plan is, it takes some crafting, right? It's a mid-range deck, a lot of engine pieces, a lot of moving pieces. It's stuff that we need to work on getting down, not just that we, you know, remove their stuff. And it looks like if they're playing a basic Swamp turn 1, I wouldn't be surprised if this is just mono black. It of course might have other colors, but I wouldn't be surprised, in which case this is gonna be just such a fun game. The good bad about this, the good all in all, I guess, is that we do kind of spread wide once we get going, but I think it's gonna be hard to get going against this deck for sure. So we'll do the best we can. All right. I'm just gonna throw the Sundown Pass out first, and I think I do attack in. I don't think there's much at instant speed other than just straight removal that we have to worry about, so I'll take the extra point of damage. Can't hurt. Why not? All right, let's see what they got. They did take the 1. Okay, they were waiting for something better, which, hey, makes complete sense, but they actually took an unnecessary point of damage there. Obviously, it's just 1 point, but every point matters. So that was a relatively smart decision, I think. But it is always something to consider that you really don't know what's going to happen. And they were, I think, thoughtful enough about it that it was worth it to try. Okay. Obviously, going to probably just have to burn that out. I don't really think there's much else we can do. Yep. So we will pay the ward cost. Take that action, that's fine. Unfortunately, no artifacts for us to hit these voltage surges a little heavier. The one nice thing about these mono black decks, well, there's a lot of nice things about the mono black deck, but one of the major things about the deck is that it is really hard, or it's the creatures are very difficult to deal with because they have so much value to them. And we can't even, I mean, we could double up, but we'd be taking 6? I think we just wait. I don't know. It's a tricky place to be. A lot of them have like a ward cost, like a discard cost, or in this case, obviously the life payment is also tricky. Interesting. So I actually think we double up and kill Gix. Just so they don't draw cards, right? I think that's the best option. Not hitting the good stuff, unfortunately, here, guys, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and hit for 2. This is like the worst removal option in the world. Using 2 spells to kill 1 creature is never a good idea. But the reality is they were also going to be drawing a card off of that if we didn't kill it, and I think that's probably worth it, as crappy as that is. Interesting. So yeah, we'll play you. I think if they attack, we take the block. If they just kill it, they just kill it. We just unearth it next turn. That wasn't a bad draw. Might be a little late, but I think it wasn't a bad draw. I have a lot of learning to do with this deck also. It's not a deck that I've played. I think I played like 2 games prior to, so we're learning a little bit together, and that's fine. Perfectly fine. This has Menace, actually, so we can't block that. We could block this, but it doesn't seem ideal. I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right. So they are going to level this up, I assume twice, which is fine, and we definitely block that. If they have Invoke Despair, this is gonna suck. I mean, they can't play it this turn, but still. We'll see what they do. I think taking this block is just the best possible option for the Unearth ability here, because we do need to draw some cards, right? We just are out of resources entirely, which sucks. So, gotta do the best we can. These Flesh Gorgers are just so good. Opponent is also playing very smart in terms of, well, they are called Dragon Smart. Just in terms of taking their time, doing the best they can, totally get it. So well done there. I don't know if they knew this had double strike. I'm assuming they did. But they've only got 2 cards, and thankfully, because we didn't allow the Gix play and we're hopefully killing the Evolved Sleeper, they won't be able to draw extra cards, at least with what we know they have. And so that limits the resource capabilities, which is really important for us, right? I don't know why they did that. Doesn't work. I mean, that's fine. So I think we just do this. Take that action all day. Okay. We'll play you. Obviously, this is gonna die, so there's really no point in not doing this. And now, look, I'm not saying we have a shot, but we're gonna do the best we can. We should have played this first, honestly, but we didn't know. Yeah, so we take that action. All right, look, we did a thing. I'm not anticipating this is gonna work out for us, but that was probably the best possible scenario, right? God, they have so many. Gosh darn it. Stop having Flesh Gorgers. And land is not helpful. That sucks. Ugh. We can't even give this Death Touch. Not that it really matters, because we need 2 creatures just to block. Oh, this feels terrible. That was a sick play, though. I will say, that was a really, really sick play. Was hoping for better, but it's okay. Stop giving me lands. Why all the lands? All right. Yeah, let's do it. We're gonna go down to 1. Worth it. If they just have Invoke Despair, we die. All right. Do we attack? I guess we do, right? Oh, they just kill it. All right. What a weird game. What a strange, strange game. Okay, I was gonna say, they had to have it. Good game. God, wait, hey, look, we tried. I think we tried and did relatively well, considering we really drew a lot of lands there. That's okay, guys. Let's move to a game 3. We got time for one more. All right, guys, and here we are for game number 3. Probably going to be our last game. I will keep this. It's not amazing. We definitely need some green mana, but with the Power Stone Engineer, we should be able to get at least a little extra. It looks like mono black is unfortunately going to be the call. What do we go for here? I think it's the Power Stone Engineer. Just because I'm happy to trade it off, and even if they kill it with like an Infernal Grasp, it's fine. I mean, this could work out really well for us. So if they make us sack, which it looks like they will, we can actually use the Engineers just to kill the Lily, straight up, which is great, in fact. So the only trick is here, we can't do everything we want to do, which is fine. Okay, so we can do this, and then that leaves... Why? Oh, is it? Man, I tapped that for no reason. Why? Can't be spent to cast non-artifact spells. That makes sense. I thought it was, I misread it. That's fine. I don't use Power Stones. I feel like it's kind of a, I don't know. It seems hit or miss. That's all I will say. But this is fine. We still got to kill the thing, and we weren't gonna do anything else really anyway. We were just gonna leave up the Voltage Surge, really. So, I think we go this route. Yeah, I think that's fair. I'll do this, and really this is to get out from under Lily, right? So if they sack, or if they play Lily and make a sack, we have an option at the very least. I wouldn't be surprised if they just had a lot of removal, but it looks like they're going for the Trespasser play instead, which is kind of fine. Okay, so they do have a removal spell here. That's fine. We just pass. All right. I don't actually know that we discard anything here. I'll be honest. I kind of like our hand. So we can do this. Yeah, let's do this, and let's do this. Kind of just want to gain some life, right? Here. Okay. So now we can activate the Reckoner Bankbuster if we would like. Just as a blocker. So we're shields upping this turn because we didn't get to play Voltage Surge, but next turn, if we so choose, we certainly could, depending on what we see as the kind of needed move. Fable is also quite good, just from a handful of standpoints, but we'll see what they do here. All right. So we definitely are gonna crew. Okay. And hopefully they just don't have a, I'm assuming they have a removal spell. All right. Yep, that's fine. Can't do anything about it. But I'm still glad we pushed the envelope a little bit here. I'm actually gonna say no. So the reason being, thankfully we drew a card that matters. We get to do this. We will create the Power Stone token. I'm gonna throw the counter there. Now we have two 4/4s. I think that's good. Do have to take a life here. Submit 0. Cool. I think I attack with just the Dissident because we're not gonna block with that. All right. We'll see. I mean, we've got a nice little board here. It doesn't seem like at least they've got all that much. I'm assuming they're probably gonna suit one of these guys up with the Bankbuster. No. Interesting. Okay, so they're just looking to draw a card. Perfectly fine. I take it that means this card is less than helpful, which is great for us. We do need a really helpful card here. However, with the reflection, what's kind of nice is, so, and this is where the synergy starts to pop off, right? So we get to copy this, which will give us another Power Stone token, which is going to trigger all of these, right? I think we actually start throwing them over here. We maybe should have put it on the reflection just for avoiding we might as well attack with that, obviously. Do I attack with one of these? I'm gonna attack with both. Screw it. This is such a bad play, but we're gonna do it. I assume obviously they're just gonna block here, but this puts them in lethal range next turn. We don't want the game to go that long anymore. Like, they have Invoke Despairs and things like that in their deck that are just not good for us to have to deal with. So if it comes down to it, we just block with the Dissident and basically hope they don't do anything. Okay, that's good. They're tapped out. So they're probably just gonna, I'm curious if they attack. They do. Wow. That's aggressive. I mean, they get to exile some stuff, so they will obviously gain a little bit of, oh no, they don't even. 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, that's tricky, isn't it? I think we block. Just because if they get another attack in, like if we give them another turn, what they're able to do is suit up the Reckoner Bankbuster with this Tenacious Underdog, which is the scary part, right? And thankfully they're tapped out, but that still is a very scary piece of this little puzzle. Okay, so. Oh, they just gave up. Okay, we didn't win it there. We were close, but we didn't win it there. I guess we kind of, I guess we did. because they would have only blocked one. Yeah, I don't know. We did it. We got a win. Let's wrap this one up, guys. All right, guys, so Naya Artifacts definitely put up a good fight in a couple of those games. We only got the 1 win out of 3, though, which is perfectly fine. I really like the synergies of this deck. I think it's very clearly a best of 3 game, right? Like, this is the deck you want in a best of 3 because you've got a lot of like mid-rangey threats. There's a lot of combination pieces that you get to build together. You get an engine together, and then you can start to take over the game with some built-in really powerful stuff that we unfortunately didn't get to see, but we know it's there. The big 8/8s are there. They can blow up whatever we need to blow up. Like, there's solutions to every problem for the most part. I think in best of 1, it's not at its best. I think we kind of knew that going in, but it was still a fun experiment to try, and that's why I enjoyed this one. I think it's cool to try these different styles of decks. These aren't decks that normally you get to see that often on the best of 1 ladder, and so taking them from best of 3 and throwing them into best of 1 just to see how it goes, I think is an interesting experiment, if nothing else, and at best, we get to learn about some new decks together. So I really enjoyed this one, despite it not doing the best. It wasn't as good as yesterday's deck, obviously, but it still did a lot of work, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really hope you guys have a fantastic, rest of your weekend. We will be back on Monday, guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys then.